tweet would go viral revealing how xxxtentacion used Drake to fake his passing in order to escape the music industry. The start of the thread shared photos of an individual on a TV program looking a lot like xxxtentacion. People researched into this TV program as this was a documentary based on a religious camp. This one in particular has no internet access, no TV access, or any access to the public, making it a perfect spot for someone to distance themselves from the world. To understand this further, we first need to review xxxtentacion's passing, as the trial for his passing was a complete mess, as Michael Boatwright, Dedrick Williams, and Trayvon Newsom were all three sentenced to life inside a prison, while at the same time, all three of their lawyers pleading that they never did the crime, alongside the fourth suspect, Robert Allen, making a snitching deal with the feds, and he was only sentenced to a few years. However, the real mess was when fans and even lawyers during X's trial believed and argued that Drake was responsible for X's passing.
Before X, he said, if anything, it's Drake. And do you think that for one moment, here today, days after the event, two masked men, right? He came on social media and said, guys, if anything, it's Drake. Do you think in that time span that they went and they addressed him, they talked to him? No. Do you think sitting here today, years later, any detective has ever asked, Drake or anybody like that? No, they never did that. So you ask yourself, how could that be? And you say, hey, it's so-and-so, you better believe so-and-so is going to get investigated. But in this case, they didn't do it. They didn't do it because it didn't comport with their version and their narrative. And as law enforcement, I think that they have the obligation to do so.
As the lawyer states that Drake is responsible for it due to X putting on Instagram, if anyone tries to get me, it was at Champagne Poppy, aka Drake. I'm snitching right now. To understand this fully, we need to dive deep into the day of June 18, 2018, which is the day that xxxtentacion sadly passed. His day begins with him hopping into his black BMW i8 and driving over to Riva Motorsports, a massive retailer for motorcycles, boats, and off-roading vehicles. Once arriving to Riva, X would find a motorcycle that he likes and would like to purchase, and then also learning they do cash deals for a discount. X would then leave Riva, calling his mother to update on buying the new motorcycle as someone needs to drive his vehicle home. His mother tells him to pick up his uncle so that he can drive the i8 while X drives the motorcycle home. xxxtentacion then quickly picks up his uncle, then driving over to the Bank of America